Yes. Got it. Okay.
Great.
Good. Okay. Now I think it's going to be live. Okay. Just a few seconds. Okay. Good. Good. Let me. Okay. Let me make it. Okay. That's good. So I think you still see my screen, right?
Yes, we can, Ilga.
Yes, you can. Okay. Now, okay. Let me begin with my presentation. So once again, I'm just beginning with the showing you one of the beautiful views of Baku. Here, we have let's say Marriott Hotel, which is located on the coast of Caspian Sea, and also here we have Port Baku Business Center. So really, Baku is a beautiful city. I strongly recommend you to visit this city, and I strongly believe that you will love this city with its kitchen, culture, and any other, let's say, characteristics of this city. So now I just wanted to make a little bit difference in my presentation. In this, I mean, in September, it's the second meetup session that I'm going to hold, and also I'm going to have Oakley Turvey in next week, because I love this job really, and I want to share skills, experience, knowledge with other people. And I'm also very thankful to my speakers who do it on behalf of the community. So it's very kind of them. In previous weeks, I had Ken Pals as a speaker. After Ken Pals, I had Karina Beche from Brazil. And also in previous week, I had Claudia Buckley from Canada. And now, as for today's speak, So I'd like to give you a little bit information what's happening in Excel world, and I would like also to give some information regarding books. Recently, Campus has published his new book. Actually, it's how can I tell? I don't know. It's a refreshed version of his, let's say, book. Actually, the previous version was called M is for Data Monkey, and new version is called Master Your Data. I got my version option, and I'm very happy. I'm reading it. Actually, a lot of new stuff has been added to new book. So I strongly recommend you to get this book, and I strongly believe that you will love it. So also Reza Rad and Leila Itaiti from New Zealand have published their books, 2 books. You can get it in a bundle. Unfortunately, there is no opportunity for Azerbaijan to get this book in electronic version, and the hard copy is a little bit expensive from Amazon, I mean, but I hope Leila will help me to get this book. So also, I recommend you to get this book. It's about Power Query, and I believe that you will love it. And one more important information I would like to share with you is that in October, in Bangladesh, for the first time, Mohammed Zuniddin Rupon is going to organize Bangladesh Excel Summit. And I'm very happy that for the first time, as a first person from my country, from Azerbaijan, I'm going to talk about Power Query fundamentals in Excel. I'm very proud of it, and I also invite you to attend this summit. I believe that you will love it, you will enjoy it. And as for today's speaker, this is very lovely lady from London, United Kingdom. And Pragati Jain is the second time that delivering her speech in Baku Power BI and Modern Excel User Meetup Group. And I was showing to her that her video got the greatest number of viewers. And I also believe that today's video also will get the greatest number of viewers on YouTube. So wish you success in this. And as for our next speaker is Oakley Turvey, who is now in train. if I'm not mistaken, in England. So also he's going to deliver a speech on Friday this time. So I believe that you will enjoy today's Pragati Jain's session. So I would like to thank you for your attendance. Enjoy the session and see you on August 24th, 2021. So that's all from my side, and I'm just going to stop sharing Pragati. Stage is yours. Here you are.
Thanks, Ilgar, for that amazing introduction. I'm just sharing my screen, so let me know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So welcome everyone for my today's session on conditional formatting tricks in Power BI. And thanks Ilgar and Baku Power BI and Modern Excel User Group Meetup Group for inviting me again for my second session for this. So before I start the session, those who don't know me, I'll just like to give a little introduction about myself. So my name is Pragati Jain. I'm a Microsoft Data Platform MVP. I'm also one of the super user at Microsoft Power BI community. So if any of you guys are active in Power BI community, you can see me there, helping people with the Power BI related queries. Then I've got nearly 10 plus years of industry experience. And from last few years, I'm working into analytics industry. And currently I'm working as a senior data analyst at Trustpilot here in London. One fun fact about me is I'm a painter and I just like to call myself a techie artist. And yeah, if any of you guys want to, connect with me on social platform, then I've got my own blogging website, datavibe.co.uk. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Twitter, and as I mentioned, I'm also on Microsoft Power BI community. And yeah, I'll share this deck with Ilgar, so, he can put it on the meetup group in case you guys want to, get links of my social media profiles. Now, before we start the session, I would like to, lay out the agenda, like what we are going to be seeing in today's session. So, we have a clear picture on what I'll be covering in today's session. So first thing, this session is a one slide and all demo session. Sorry, is it possible to disable these notifications somehow so I don't get them on my screen? I'm not sure if that's possible.
I think Faraz can help us. Faraz, can you help us or not?
Yeah, I think that is a backend setting in the Zoom. We will check it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No problem. Okay, so let's continue. So yeah, today what I'll do is I'll just start with first, default formatting options in Power BI, which you can use to apply conditional colors in your visuals. So we'll start by exploring background color formatting, font color formatting, then data bars and icon formatting. Once we have gone through the default formatting options, I'll show you a few ways in which you can actually use custom calculations to do these kind of formattings. Then further down the line, we'll also see how we can bring in some custom icons in Power BI to, enrich our icon formatting on the data in visuals. Then the second part of this session will be more focused around visual level conditional formatting. Now from visual level conditional formatting, I mean more around, how you can add these conditional titles to your visuals, or, how you can add conditional colors to your visuals using some slicer selections. So yeah, let's see, without wasting any time, let's just start with the session. Okay, so I have got my Power BI file ready. And are there any questions? No. Okay, so I can take questions in the end, but yeah, if there are more questions, then just stop me, Ilgar or Faraz, if you think like we can take few questions. So I'll be happy to take them in the middle of the session as well. So for starting, I have got my data in Power BI file. And this is what my Power BI desktop is. So I'll just give you an overview what data I'm going to use to, create these kind of conditional formattings today. So this is basically a simple supermarket sales data. And I think I got this data from Kaggle. I can share the link if anyone wants to have this data set, but I'll be actually sharing this Power BI file with Ilgar as well. So you'll anyways have the data in it. So you don't need to, get it from somewhere else. So yeah, this is basically a simple supermarket sales invoice data. And what we have got is we have just got a summary against different products and their sales. So you can see, like, for example, invoice ID. So invoice ID is basically unique ID against every transaction that is made against a product. Then you can see the different branches, so different branches of the super store basically. Then we have got some information around different cities. Then we can see the gender information, the customer type information. Then we have got some information on the products, like what kind of different products we have got in the supermarket, and different transactional information against them, like what kind of quantity has been transacted for these products, or for what price these products have been transacted. And then further down the line, you can see some date of transaction, then type of payment, like whether it was cash payment, credit card payment, e-wallet payment. So it's kind of more around the transactional data. And one more thing here is ratings against it. So rating is more around what kind of feedback customer give while they transact with these supermarkets. So it's a basic data. We won't be going into depth in the data because we don't have to, because we'll be focusing more on how to apply different conditional formattings in Power BI. So let's just get started. So I'll just start with creating a simple, visual. And the simplest visual for me is a table visual that gives some kind of details. So what I'll do is I'll just start dragging few columns here so we can have some information here. So I'll just start with some date field. I'll just make it a date. I'll move the product information. So that's the product name. And I can move some kind of total price against which the transaction took place. Okay, let's stick to these 3 columns. Now, suppose in this table, this table gives us a summary kind of information, right? It shows us like on what date, against what product, how much amount of transaction was done. Okay, so that's the information it gives. But suppose if you want to add few bits to your visual, like, if you want to give like some kind of coloring to your visual based on some conditions, that's what conditional formatting is. So let's do some conditional formatting on the total price column. Now I'll start with the default conditional formatting option that's in Power BI. So once you click on the visual, under formatting options, this format painter, when you click on it, there are certain options here under conditional formatting. When you expand that, you see like you can, okay, is anyone saying anything? Okay, thanks. So when you expand this conditional formatting option, the first thing what you see is like on what columns you can apply this conditional formatting. So this will show you all the columns you have moved to your visual. Okay, so here we have moved 3 columns. So here we can see 3 columns and shown in the options, like we can apply formatting on these 3 columns. Now, in this case, we want to apply it on total price for now. So I'll select the total price. When I select total price, I get different options of formatting there. Like, for example, I can give a background color to it. I can give a font color to it. I can add some data bars to it. I can add some icons or some web URL. So we'll just start with the background color for the first iteration. So for that, what you do is you just switch on your background color. Once you switch on that, Power BI does some default formatting by itself. Now to see what Power BI has done, because I don't know what Power BI did and how it got these colors, right? So I want to see it in detail. So what I'll do is there's something called advanced control along this option. So just click on that. Once you click on that, a new window opens. Now what that window is showing you, it's telling you background color on total price column. Okay, so we were applying a background color formatting on total price column. So that's what that window's title says. Right. Now, then the second thing is format by. Now, once you click on this drop down, you have got 3 options in format by. One is color scale, second is rules, and third is field value. We'll see all the options, but we'll start with color scale. Now, color scale is more around giving a background color formatting based on different colors. Okay, so what Power BI did is we'll see. Now, the second option is apply to. When you apply, so when you apply a conditional formatting, Power BI gives you option. Do you just want to apply that formatting to your values, or to the values and totals, or to just totals? I'll go with the option to apply it only to values for now, but you can choose whatever option you want here. So I'll go with values only in my case. Third thing, what you see here is based on what field. Now, this is my total price column, and I want to apply a conditional formatting based on the total value of this column. So for me, this looks okay. The next thing is summarization. Now here I have taken summarization as sum, but you can choose other summarization options as well, like average, minimum, maximum, count, standard deviation, variance, and median. So all these options will depend on what kind of data you have in Power BI and how you want to apply your conditional formatting. I'll stick to sum for now, so I'll leave it as sum. The fifth option here is default formatting. Now, default formatting is important when, for example, you have got so many zero values in your data and you just want to highlight them in a different way. Now, this data, what I am using is clean. It hasn't got anything like zero in it, okay? So I basically just, I mean, if I choose anything here, it won't affect my data. But yeah, suppose if you want to give specific color to the values in the column which are zero, then you can choose specific color. Or if you just want to show them as zero, you can choose this zero, or you can also choose don't format. So your formatting won't be applied to the values which are zero. But in this case, it doesn't affect my data. So I'll just leave it whatever Power BI selected by default. Now, the next thing here is color ranges. Now, by default, what Power BI has given, it has given a color range to you. So like, for example, the lowest value in this total price column will be given a light blue shade, and the highest value will be given a dark blue shade, and you get a color scale on that basis. But suppose if I want to have some third color introduced here, then what I can do is I can actually choose this option diverging. As soon as I enable this option, I get an option to choose a third color. So let me just add a different color to my scale. So I'll start with red, and my medium color is okay. It looks okay, amber, and I'll go till green. Okay. Now, once I click OK, that's how Power BI has given colors to my column. Now, suppose if I sort this total price column, you can see. Now, this is sorted from highest. So basically it's in descending order. So you can see the highest value comes in green, and as further I go down, it goes more to red, right? So that's how my conditional color formatting has been applied on the total price column. So this is just the basic way how you can apply a conditional formatting. And what I'll just do is I'll just add a quick title here so I know what this is showing. So this is basically background color formatting. Perfect. Now let's see, as there were a few other options, right? So let's explore them. I'll just copy this visual, paste it here. Okay. And once I click on the formatting option, and if I go to conditional formatting again and choose my total price column again, okay, or let's choose product line. Let's give some conditional background color formatting to a product column. Now, suppose if I want to apply background color again, but if you remember, there were a few other options here. So the first thing what we did was we just used a normal color scale to do that. But suppose if you want to add some rules, okay, now these rules can be some custom rules you want to give your color formatting on. So if you want to give them, you just select rules. And once you select rules, Power BI gives you an.
Yavash.
Oh, sorry, I think someone muted me. Okay. Okay, so when you select this format by rules column, Power BI gives you some options to, write some custom rules of your own. Now in this case, I want to give my background color formatting to my product line column, but I want to give it based on the total price column. So what I'll do is I'll just change my based on field here. So I'll go there and I'll just search my total price column. And yeah, I think I just want my summarization to be sum, but yeah, you can change based on what you want to present on your report. Now, once you create some rules, you have to be sure on what you're creating on. So for example, if I see, okay, let me just close this. Let's just expand this and see. So if you see the values in my data, the minimum value is somewhere around $19 and the highest value is somewhere around 2,800 right? So it's very important that you know the min and max of your data before applying these rules, okay? Otherwise, you won't be able to apply the right rules. So that's why it's always, good to just make sure you're giving the right boundaries in your conditions. So I'll do that again. I'll select rules. I'll select my total price column. I'll use the summarization sum and start creating some rules. Now, once we want to create the rules, Power BI by default give you something like percentage and something like number. Okay, so now these rules can be created on a numerical field as well as on some percentage kind of field as well. But in our case, total price is a numeric field. So we'll choose numeric. Now I'll just create 3 conditions here, not more. So what I'll do is, as we saw, the minimum value in the data was $19, right? So I'll just take something like $10. So if my value is greater than or equal to 10 and suppose less than or equal to, I'll give like 250. Then I want a color like maybe red. And now I want to add another rule because I want to include all my rules, right? Going to the maximum value in the column. So I hit the new rule, a new row appears. Now I want something like anything greater than 250 and it's a number. So I'll select number. And if it is less than or equal to say 575, and I'll give it a color, say yellow. And the last rule, what I'll create is anything greater than. You can actually split this to more than 3 rules, but yeah, just for the sake of, this presentation, I'll just, create 3 rules and something less than or equal to. Now the maximum value in my data was 2,800. So I'll give something like 3,000. Now this is one of the challenge when you are creating these rules in background, while applying conditional formatting, you need to know the min and max here. Okay. Now I'll show you in some time how you can, avoid this challenge. Suppose if you don't know the maximum value in your data, then how you can create those rules. That's what I'll show you in some time. So this is how you create it, and I'll just give it something like green. Okay. Now, once I click it, you can see my product background color formatting is like that. So what I did was anything above $15 and till $250 was given a red background color. So that's what we see. Anything above $250 and I think till 575 will be given a amber color, and anything above 575 and go to the maximum, which is like, I think 2,800. So in our case, we just gave a 3,000 as the boundary, will be green. So that's how you can, apply those rules. These are basically the custom rules that you did. So I'll just do one thing. I'll just add here. So this is basically custom. So this is basically rules formatting. Okay. Now this is the second option that we saw. Now the third option was around creating your own measures, which I'll be taking down further. So before doing that, what I'll do is I'll just show you the font formatting first. And what I'll do is I'll just copy this visual rather than, creating a new one. So I'll just go there and use the same visual. Now let's look at some, font formatting. Now font formatting is, as the name says, it's very easy. Background is giving formattings of colors to your background and font is giving colors to your font, right? Simple. So let's just try giving, some font colors to your product line this time. So what I'll do is we'll just remove the background color. So, we can just see some clarity, and we'll just try to give some, font coloring to product line column based on the total price. So what I'll do is I'll just click on the visual, go to my format painter, again, go to conditional formatting, select the column. In my case, I want product line. And one thing here, you can apply multiple formattings as well. Like for example, you can keep your background color and on top of it, you can apply font color as well. So it will stay. But for clarity, so you see the data properly here while apply those font color rules. So I'll just remove the background color formatting. Now in this case, I want font color. As I click on font color, again, same thing, the new window appears. It shows me that font color is being applied for product line. Now I'll start with the basic color scale one, the same way we saw for background color formatting. So I'll click on the color scale. I want to apply for values only. And yeah, I want to apply it based on total price. So I'll select my total price. My summarization is still sum, and default formatting for me doesn't matter. So I'll keep it what Power BI gave me. And I just want 3 coloring. So I'll just go with my 3 colors here. And yeah, I'll select some dark colors. So, they can be seen on my black background. And I'll just click OK. So now you can see that a background color font color formatting has been given to the values in the product line column. So that's the basic font colors you can do. Now the other way here is the same way. You can add some rules here. So what we can do is we can add some rules here. So let's just do something more. So this is font color, and let's just create another table, and I'll try to move some other information there. What I'll do is I'll move a quantity column in this table. Quantity. So that's the total quantity against a product, like how many of them were basically, sold. Now what I'll do is I'll just create some rules based on this quantity column, and I'll just check what my min and max is. Okay, max is 40. That's fine. Okay. And then we'll, just try to give some font coloring to the product line based on the quantity. So just click on the visual, same process. Go to the format painter, go to conditional formatting. In this case, again, I want to apply it to product line. Font color is already on. The only thing is I want to change my basic color scale to applying some, rules. So what I'll do is I'll choose rules as we did for background color formatting. And now I want to apply it based on the total price. So what I'll do is I'll just click total price, and that's fine. Sum, or you can do count if you want. So whatever summarization works for you, you can do it. I'm just going with the default summarization here. And yeah, we can create, again, let's just create 3 rules here, simple rules. So anything which is greater than 0, because the minimum value was 1, and it is less than equal to, say, the maximum was 50, if I remember. Let's just take like 25 and its number. And yeah, let's take these colors, blue. For adding another rule, click on new rule, anything greater than 25, and say if it is less than, oh, the maximum was 50, right? So I took a lower bound. Let's just change this to 15. So we can create 3 conditions, basically. That's why I'm just, let's take it that way and just create some other color. And the last rule will be anything greater than 30, and make sure you're selecting number because our field is a numeric field, and less than or equal to, say, 50. And let's give it like a green color again. Okay, well, let's give it red. So as soon as we hit OK, okay, did I miss some conditions? That's why the font coloring didn't come. 1 second. Minimum is 1, maximum is 40. Okay, let's check the conditions again. So we go to the font color. So anything greater than 0 and less than 15 gives me this. Anything greater than 15, that should include everything. Did I miss anything? Oh, this should be, no, that's fine. That's greater than, it should work. Which ones are not working? That's product line. Yeah, that's product line. That's font coloring. That's on total value. Oh, sorry, this is on total price. Sorry, my bad. I have to select total. I have to select total quantity, right? We are looking at the quantities. That's why these were not highlighted, because there were no rules to handle total price. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, now these rules should work. So when you click on it, you get all the product lines, right? So if so for example, this is already, sorted by quantity. So you can see anything above 30 was given a red color, anything below 30 and I think greater than 15 was given an amber color, and anything below 15 was given a blue color. So yeah, so that's the simple rules. So we already saw that for, background color formatting. So that's the same thing. And again, I'll show you the custom measure thing in few minutes. So this is rules. Perfect. Let's just see a few more default formattings. Then we'll, go into the custom ones. Let's go to the data bars. I'll just copy this visual again and take it here and paste it here. Okay, now data bars are basically, something which can, help you with the visualization of, showing some progression on your data points. So for example, let me just rename this data bars. Okay. Now let's add some kind of data bars on quantity column. Okay, I'll just sort my data with the date. So what I'll do again is click on my visual, go to my formatting option, go to conditional formatting. Now I want to apply data bars formatting on my quantity column, right? So what I'll do, I'll select my quantity column, go to data bars, enable that. Now Power BI gave some data bars by default. Now let's go and see what Power BI did. So click on the advanced control and it opens a new window. Okay. Now, simple, when you open the window, it shows you data bars on quantity column. That's the title. Perfect. Fine. We understand that. Next thing, format cells with bars based on the values. That's also fine. Now, this thing, show bar only. Now, when Power BI adds certain data bars to your data, it gives you an option to show only data bars, not the data. For example, if I click this show bar only and click OK, it will remove all the values, numeric values, which I had. But suppose if I want to show these values, I can disable that. I generally find that helpful because sometimes it is hard for users to understand like how the data bar is progressing. So for example, if I order this, then it tells me, okay, maximum value is 40 and it's going till the minimum value, right? So in a way, if you're representing these data bars for the first time on your report, it's good to have the values on it. So let's go and check the other options now. Now, by default, what Power BI does is when it creates a data bar, it creates based on the minimum and maximum value in that column. So when we were looking at the quantity column in the previous scenario where we were applying that font formatting by rules, we saw like the minimum value in the quantity column is 1 and the maximum was, I think 40 or 48, right? So what Power BI did, it just took the maximum value and minimum value and added data bars to every single data point in that column. And it's kind of showing, a progression on that column, how the value is compared to the maximum or how the value is compared to the minimum. You can even add some custom values here. Like suppose if you don't want lowest value and you want some custom values, you can add that. Like my minimum value should be 10 or yeah, let's just try it. And suppose if my maximum value is 35. Okay. And let's just, okay, let me also show you the options first. Now, in Power BI, suppose if you have your data which has got negative values, then data bars gives you option to define those negative bars with some color. Okay. So for negative values, but like, for example, here my minimum value is 10. And maximum is 35, which is within my minimum and maximum range. So I think my negative bar will show anything below 10 should be negative bar. So let's just see how that works, because I myself is quite keen to see how will that work. So when I gave my minimum value as, I think 10, yeah, minimum value is 10 and maximum is 35. So my data bars are generated based on that, taking my 10 as a minimum base value and my 35 as the maximum base value. Okay, so that's how you can modify it. And I think it shows this white dotted line is just a starting line for your data bar. So it's just consider it as an axis for your data bars from where the data bars will start. Now,
Agate, if you don't mind, I would like to ask to deliver to you 2 questions. People are asking here in chat box. First of all, actually, it has been answered by one of the attendees, but however, I'm just going to ask this question to you. Stefan is asking, is the 3-color traffic light scale not a default like in Excel? This is the question.
Sorry,
If you-
say that again, Ilgar. I didn't
Okay.
get the question. Is it in
Is
the chat?
there- Is the three-color traffic light scale not a
Yeah.
default like in Excel? This was the question. If I didn't clearly say this question, so be so kind as to have a look at.
No, no.
Oh, it's
and I
fine. It's
hope-
already been answered anyway. It's just because I'm used to Excel.
Yeah, I mean, whoever asked the question, can you say that, please? Because yeah, it didn't.
Okay.
It was not clear for me.
Okay, Stefan, do you hear
Yeah, I
us?
think someone's already answered it. Just because I'm used to Excel. That's all it was.
Mhm.
It's fine.
So was it like about a default color formatting you were asking,
Yeah,
which is in
yeah.
Excel?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't understand that.
No, don't worry. See what's on the screen just now? If you change the quantity to a negative number, would the
Mhm.
bar go the other direction?
Yeah, I think so. It should. Let's see. Actually, I haven't tried that. Let's see. So you mean if I change my minimum value to something like that, something -5, you mean?
Yes, you would need a quantity in the minus, though, would you not?
Yeah, but I don't have any negative data point. in the
Okay, no
data.
worries. Don't worry about it.
So I
Thanks
don't
very much.
think that will. Yeah. So see, when I gave my minimum value as -5, it moved my axis to right. Did you just see
All
that
right, I see
change?
now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So suppose if I do this as 10, that's fine. But now suppose if I give that as -5, it will move this axis to the right because it will consider the negative values. But the problem is in the quantity column, I don't have any negative value. If suppose I had anything negative, it would have shown it here on the left.
Okay, don't worry about it. That's fantastic. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the next one is a question from Rus.
Yeah.
He is asking, can you generate the reports directly from SAP? So this is the question. Did you get it? Or
Okay, SAP. Basically, you are saying if we can connect Power BI to SAP. Is that the right question then?
Yes, he is interested in the question. I mean, the fact that whether he is able to make reports directly from SAP or not. And
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So one thing on that is I have never connected Power BI to SAP, but I can definitely find that out for you. But I'm sure there should be a way of doing it because Power BI has got so many connectors. So because I never had a chance to connect it to SAP. I'm not sure. I think there's something called, there are connectors and I've never worked on SAP, so I can't answer it, but I'm not sure if these are the database you use as SAP because these are the 3 connectors available in Power BI.
Oh.
So you can definitely, if it is out of these 3, you can definitely connect it to that database, pull in your data in Power BI and start generating your reports.
Okay. So taking it an opportunity, I would like also to thank Vasir Gencevi, who is active in answering questions. Thank you. Hey, you are Pragati. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
That was a good thing to ask. I tried a thing. So yeah. Okay. So that's how we can, apply these data bars on the columns just to show a kind of, progression to your data. Okay. And the other thing, what different is here is, Power BI gives you an option to choose the direction of your bar as well. So like, for example, I have chosen left to right because that makes sense to me. But yeah, if you want something like right to left, you can choose that as well. So right to left will be, your progression will be shown from right to left. But for me, left to right makes more sense. So I generally use left to right. And this white color is more around the axis. So if you see this small dotted axis, which shows you the starting point of your data bars, so you can use that to change color. Like suppose if I want it to be yellow, then it's very light, but it changed to yellow.
Okay.
So that's how,
Sorry. Rao Musin has raised his hand. If you don't mind, I think he has a question. So here you are, Rao. No, I think, Rao, do you hear us or not? Actually, he has raised his hand. No problem. So go on. Sorry for interrupting you once again. Forget.
Okay. Okay, so this was how you can apply data bars in Power BI. Let's just quickly see the default icon formatting, because I'm keen to show you guys some custom formatting in Power BI using measures, because I think that will interest most of the people here. Now, to apply icon formatting, very simple. I mean, I think most of you guys must have worked with Excel, and Excel kind of provides you nice icon formatting against your data, right? So let's just see how we can do that in Power BI quickly. So click on the visual, click on your format painter, and go to, again, conditional formatting. And what I'll do is I'll just create some bars on total price. I'll remove the background color formatting for now, and just click on the icon formatting, because I want to add, icons to my total price column. So I click on that. Now Power BI gave some icons by itself, right? So it has given something by default. Let's see what it has done. So click on the advanced control, a new window opens. Okay. Now, once you open that, now icon formatting is generally driven by the rules on your column. Okay. So that's why when you see this option, it has only got two options here under format by. One is rules and one is field value. Field value lets you choose something, your own custom measure, which we'll see just next after this. But rules is something what Power BI creates on your own, but you can also, just use the default ones, or you can, just add your own rules as we saw before. Now this is, again, sorry, I think it just got total price. Okay, so now there are a few options. I think the options are very much similar, format by. So we are choosing rules, or I'm just doing it on the values based on the total price. My summarization is sum. I want to show my data to the left. I want to show my icons to the left of the data, but you can choose right of the data, or if you just want to choose icon to, just indicate few things, then you can do that as well. So let's do right of the data, and you can choose alignment of your icon as well, top, middle, or bottom. Then Power BI has got certain inbuilt icons for you. So you can choose from the icons which are available, but there are ways of bringing in custom icons as well. So like one of the way which I read about some time back was, creating a JSON file with your own custom icons and, somehow importing it here in Power BI. But that is something I have really not explored to a detailed level. So I won't be showing that way, but I'll show you a quick way which you can really, use to get some custom icons in Power BI. And that's like a pretty quick and effective way, I would say. So I'll show you that. Now in this case, Power BI by default chose these three icons because we had three rules, right? Now, suppose if you end up creating 4 rules, then you can choose combination where there are 4 icons, right? So you can change the icons. Like suppose if I want to choose these, I can choose them. Now what Power BI did, now let's talk about a little on the rules, what Power BI did. As soon as you apply icon formatting to your column, by default, Power BI just applies some proportional analysis or distributional analysis. So what it basically did was anything within the 33% of this column was given this down arrow. Anything between 33 to 67% was given this yellow icon, and anything above 67 and below 100% of that column proportion was given this green arrow. But suppose if you want to modify these rules based on some numeric value, like we did before, like we created our own rules, right, on the total price. So you can do that as well. And it can be done in the same way we did. So I won't be doing that again here. So you can do it on your own again. So that's, the basic icon formatting that you can see in Power BI. But okay, till now, here any questions, guys? Because now I'll be moving more into creating custom measures and other stuff. If
yes,
there
Pragati,
is there any questions? Yeah.
Yes, we have 2 questions. As for Raul Mohsin, he has a little bit difficulty. So let me ask the question on behalf of him. So he is asking how to filter record. So he wanted just to see only yellow ones. This was his question. I think it must be clear. My English must be clear. Yeah, definitely. Okay. You mean he just wants to see the yellow ones here? Only yellow ones. How to filter the yellow ones? Yes. That's interesting. Okay. One way of this could be, which I can just directly think is like, for example, I created rules for this total price column based on the coloring.
1 second, let me open it. I mean, there could be other ways of doing it, but one thing what I can think of is, suppose if I don't make it as, yeah, but this color scale would be a problem, because one way what I can think of is suppose if I had certain rules, okay? And no, we had certain rules, right? Oh, we had for background color, sorry. So suppose if I click on this and we had certain rules, and in these certain rules, I just used 3 colors for my product line. Now, one way could be I can go with the approach of creating a disconnected table. And in that disconnected table, I'll just add 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue, whatever colors I've given here. Is someone saying something? Sorry.
I think yes, or I don't know.
Okay, so one way could be basically creating a disconnected table using the values from that disconnected table as a color, basically as a filter, and trying to just filter it. So basically I'll end up with a filter from my 3rd table, which will say 3 colors, red, yellow, and blue. And if I select yellow, it will just give me the ones with yellow color. Anything with the red will give me red. But I haven't tried this way. But this is something that just came to my mind. But I can definitely try and get back to you on that. But
Okay.
I think there should be a way of doing it. And I think this could be one of the way.
So the next question is from HM. If HM, do you have any microphone, please unmute yourself and ask a question. If not, let me ask also this question on behalf of you. He is asking, let's say if we want to apply data bar color code for based on a product or category column wise, then how do we apply? Must I repeat it or?
Okay, so basically conditional data bar colors, right? Like he wants to give something as yellow data bars and something as red data bars, if I understand that correctly.
Yes, he wants to apply data bar color code for based on a product
Yeah.
or category column wise, yes.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for data bars, you can't do that level of customization, but you can do that customization for background and font color formatting. I mean, unfortunately, you don't have customization for data bars. You can only apply 2 options for positive and negative bar. So yeah, I mean, I don't know any way of customizing this because there is no way of doing it here.
He's saying okay. And the last question, not least, it's written in this way: text-based data conditional formatting, question mark. I think he wants to make it clear whether we can apply conditional formatting to text-based data or not. It's my inference, but I'm not sure. So the question is text-based data conditional formatting, question mark.
Abhishek, I'm not sure what do you mean by text-based data conditional formatting. Now, text-based data conditional formatting can mean multiple things. Like one of the way I'll show you how you can create conditional titles for your charts. That is one of the text-based data conditional formatting. And if you're talking about creating different background colors or font colors using the values of the text, yes, that can also be done. You can just create a custom measure to do that. So I'll show you a few ways right now in the session. So if you can wait for a few more minutes, then we'll see a few things on custom measure side that we can use. Was that the question? Okay, thanks.
That would be great, he's saying. Yes. Okay, go on.
Cool. So let me go back to my deck. Okay, so we have done the default ones. Now let's just quickly move to the custom measure stuff. Okay. Okay, so now the first thing what we'll see is, how we can use a custom measure to create background color formattings. Okay, I'll reuse my charts, copy this, and I'll just paste it. Okay, now what I've done is I've already created few measures, but I'll show you. Now, suppose if I want to create a custom measure for my conditional formatting. Now, as we saw before, when you click on a visual, you go here, go to conditional formatting, you choose your, yeah, we did it on total price. You go to this window and here it gave you an option to select a field value. So when you select a field value, Power BI actually gives you flexibility to, select some custom measures on coloring. So let's see how we do that. Now, the first thing for that is you need to create a calculation. Okay. Now for custom background color formatting, I've already created a calculation. And this is a very simple measure. It's a conditional color measure which just, takes into account my total price column, because in this scenario, I am applying my background color formatting to total price. So that's why I created a measure on my total price. And I just gave three conditions there. Okay. The first condition is if my value in this column is greater than 10 and less than equal to 250, then give it a color. These are basically RGB codes in Power BI. You can search them online. They are available easily. And if anything is between greater than 250 and less than 500, give them this color. Else to the rest of them, give this color. Now, if you remember when we were creating rules using the conditional formatting wizard, or I would say the window, one challenge there was you were always required, to know the maximum value in your data. But when you go with the measure route, you don't have a need to do that, because this is giving you more flexibility. Now, suppose I don't know what's the end point of total price in my data or what's the maximum value in this column, then I can, just give my third condition something like this, because I have given the two conditions which I care about most. And the third condition is something like, is my else condition. So I think in that way, these measures are really helpful in giving you that kind of flexibility while creating rules. So this is a simple measure. Now let's see how we use this measure in this table for giving, a background color formatting to this total price column. So simply we click on the visual, we go to the background color formatting, click on the advanced control. And now here, as I mentioned before, there was an option called field value. We select the field value, and here when you click, Power BI gives you an option to select on what field you want to basically, give background color to your total price column. Now I created that measure known as conditional color. I select that, I click OK. Now I just gave basically, those RGB codes represented three different colors, red, green, and orange or amber, if you say. So if you see, if I just sort this, so what conditions I gave was anything above 10 and, less than 250, anything above 10 or less than 250 should be given a red color. That was the RGB code for red color. Anything above 250 and less than, I think I gave 500, should have orange color, and anything apart from that should have a green color, right? So those are the three RGB codes I used, and that's how you can, use them here. So obviously you can add multiple conditions there based on the requirement. You can just modify your, measures so easily, because I think measures are really helpful in these kind of scenarios when you want that level of flexibility in Power BI. So this is like one of the very good example, like, how beautifully we created a measure and gave our own custom colors. So that's how you can use a conditional color to, apply to your background formatting, and it's your measure. So it's flexible and you can modify it based on your, requirement. So that's one way of doing it. Now, similarly, you can create a font color formatting as well. So it's in the same way, I'll just copy paste my same table. And what I'll do is, it's simple. Click on your table again, go to your formatting options, go to conditional formatting. Let's apply font color to product line. And what I'll do is I'll switch on font color. My table appears. I'll be using the same measure, guys, because I didn't create another one, but you can change colors. So I'll choose the field value. And in this case, I want my conditional color measure, and I'll click OK. So the font colors of my product line has been changed based on the measure where I chose my different colors. So that's how, these measures make these things very easy for you to, handle when you want a level of customization to be added to your font and background color formattings. Now, the next thing, let's choose. Okay, I can continue the session if people want, but yeah, it will be great if I don't get those scribbling and other stuff.
Yes, Pragati, please continue.
Okay.
Yeah, please, Pragati, carry on. And we are really sorry about this.
No, that's fine. I myself was trying to figure out who's just messing up with my session. Okay, so where we were. Okay, we were on custom icons. Now, in the same way, we created this custom measure to add background formatting and font formatting. We can, add some custom icon calculation. Okay, so I'm only showing you how you use or how you bring custom icons using a custom measure. There are multiple ways of bringing in custom icons in Power BI. Like one way, which I said in the starting, you can create a JSON file. And obviously, I'm not an expert in creating that JSON file, so I've never tried that. But yeah, I'll definitely try it. But yeah, this is a quick way which I generally use on my reports, and mostly it pretty much work in most of the time. Like when I'm trying to bring in custom icons for 3 categories or maximum 6 categories. So you can create like a nice custom measure for it. So for that, first let's create a proper visual with some details on it. So what I'll do is I'll just add few new stuff here. So we have got transaction date, we have got products, we have seen product quantities that have been transacted for, we had their total price, and let's add some rating, like what kind of rating people have given based on their purchase experience with these supermarket sales. And what I'll do is I'll add the average rating to it, not the total rating. So this is what I'm looking for. Now, if I want to add icon formatting, I can definitely go to conditional formatting. And suppose if I want to add icons to my average rating, whether a rating is above some value or below some value, right? So I go to icon and Power BI adds those icons to me, right? And if we see Power BI adds rules that we saw before, like there could be some distributional level of rules that Power BI adds to add those icons. But now suppose if I want to give some custom icons which are not available here, then how we do that? So a quick thing to do that is create a measure. And how we can do that is, I have already created the measure, conditional icons. And when I show you, what I'm doing here is, as on this visual, I'm trying to represent average rating different customers have given against these products based on their, purchase experience. So that's why what I'm doing is I just created a variable that takes into account the average supermarket sales rating. And then I just created few switch statements. So switch statements are more like cases, like for example, when my rating is greater than 1 and less than equal to 5, then give it something this. Now, what is this? This is basically a web URL, and I can show it to you. So if I click on this, where is my browser? It just basically, gives me sorry, I couldn't find my browser, but that's fine. So this is basically a web URL link. If you click on that, it takes you to a animated visual. Okay. And I'm using that animated visual as an icon here. So I take this as an icon here. Similarly, I gave different conditions. If my average rating is greater than 1 and less than equal to 5, then give it this icon. If my rating is greater than 5 and less than equal to 7, then give it this icon. And for anything, obviously, above 7, give it this icon, right? So that's the simple conditions I've given. Now, how we use that? Simple as we did for background and font color formatting. So we click on the visual, go to format paint, go to conditional formatting, click the average rating because I want to add icon somewhere here. And I want icon formatting. So I select my icon option. Now I don't want the default ones, right? I want to add some of my custom measure based icons. So I click on my advanced control. My new window appears, and sorry about that. Then in the format by, I'll choose field value because I want to use my, customize icons here. And my measure is conditional icon. So based on the field conditional icons, I do that. I want my icons to be, let's say, on the right. Alignment is fine. You can choose the alignment, let's say middle, and click OK. Now, once I do that, my new custom icons have come here. Okay, let me make this little bigger. So you see them properly. So these are basically, glittery kind of icons, and they are kind of moving as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. So basically it just represents my rating. So if my rating, any rating between, okay, let me just sort it. So any rating between 1 and 5 is given the red icon, and that's my red star. So if you see, let me make it a little more bigger. Yeah, so anything between 1 and 5 is given this red star. Anything above 5 and below 7 is given this yellow glittering star or golden star, and anything above 7 is given that green star. So that's how, you can bring in some custom icons. I mean, sorry about the sizes of my icons. They look a little different, but yeah, it's just a way of showing you guys, how you can actually create a custom measure and bring it. But yeah, one thing about creating these kind of measures is obviously, suppose if you have like rules more than 10 or more than 5, I would say, then it could be a little cumbersome in writing those conditions. But yeah, if you have a categorical distribution somewhere till 5 categories or 3 categories, then this works most of the time. So like I have used mostly in these cases only, when I'm trying to show, like, for example, 3 different kinds of sentiment of customer: positive, negative, and neutral. So it works perfectly fine. I can bring in some custom icon. You can even bring in some custom images showing that as icons here. But yeah, when those categorical distributions go above 5, then writing these measures could be a little tough. But yeah, in most of the cases it should work if you're trying to show some customer ratings, or how they have felt about the brand, good, bad, or neutral, or positive, negative, or neutral. Then these things really work well. So that's the way you can bring in this custom icon in Power BI. So I think that was about custom icons, and yeah, I'll try to I want to show you 2 more things, then I'll take on the questions, as we have lots of time today. So let's see, because I really want to show those 2 more things to the audience who really took time for my session today. So the next thing what I wanted to show you apart from custom icons was visual level conditional formatting. Now my visual level conditional formatting is more around conditional titles using the selections in the slicer, and even the conditional background color using a custom measure. So let's see how we do that. Ilgar, do we have 10 more minutes? Sorry.
Yes, we have actually, the session is for 1 hour and 30 minutes. We have 19 minutes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's do it that way. Then yeah, I've got some time. Okay, so what I want to show here is, now suppose if I've got a chart, let me just create a simple chart. And suppose if I've got some information showing, let me move date, and I'll keep it to month, year granularity. And what I'll do is I'll just show like total price of that, total price over time, and I'll just expand it. Okay, let's take the whole date, because I think the data is limited to few months. So I think this will give us better granularity. So okay, and what I'll do, okay, so just think it as a simple data. I'm not going into formattings right now. Okay, so this is basically a simple basic information. Okay, now when you create a chart in Power BI by default, adds a title to your visual, right? Now, suppose if I want something like, I want to give these visuals some custom titles that change with the selection in the slicer. Okay, so for that, simple, we'll create a custom measure, use it in the title, and done. Now, how I want to do that is, let me move one more thing, product line to this legend. Okay, so I've got like different product line based information here, okay, represented on the chart. So total price over time for different products and different legend. So now suppose if I have got, let me create a slicer. So I want my slicer to be on product line. So what I'll do is I'll remove product line here, and I'll make it a drop down. So we have some space. So yeah, that's what a slicer is. Okay. And what I will do, just get this. That's it. That's the only formatting I'll do. Okay. So now what I want in this functionality is, I just want to select something from my slicer, like suppose if I select food and beverages, my title should change and show me something like summary of food and beverages. And suppose if I select electronic accessories as well, then my title should something say like summary of products, food and beverages and electronic accessories. So I want my title to basically, change by the selections I make in the slicer. Okay. So for that, what you can do is you can simply create a custom measure. So custom measures are basically our best friends when we are, trying to bring that kind of flexibility or customization on your Power BI reports. So don't fear from them, learn about them. So what I did was I just created a custom measure, custom title. Now I'll not go into the detail of the DAX because this session is not DAX focused. Now this DAX expression, what it is doing is like, suppose if I select something from my slicer, okay, then my title should show me something like summary of product line XYZ, which is selected in the slicer. And suppose if I don't select anything in my slicer, it should only give me a title saying summary of products. Now, how we use this measure in your visuals title, let's see how we do that. So what we'll do is click on your visual. Sorry about that. Click on your visual, click on the format painter, go to title. Okay. Now, when you open the title option, there's something called some icon here, which is more like a function icon to me. So when you click on that, that asks you how you want to drive the title of your visual. Okay. So it's asking you which field you want to use to drive the title on the visual. So we know we created that measure, right? It's conditional title. So you click on that and click OK. Now, see it changed, right? Now, what our measure was doing, basically, if I don't select anything in my slicer, it will show me a title saying summary of products. But when I start selecting something, for example, if I select health and beauty, now my title will change. Summary of product line, some colon, and then health and beauty. Now, suppose if I start making multiple selection, like for example, sports and travel, then it adds it to it. Summary of product line, health and beauty, sports and travel, right? And your legend is showing like it is showing data for that. So our title is working right. Okay. And as soon as you go on selecting stuff, it keeps on adding the selections to your slicer. But another thing here is this information or, not information, this way is really helpful when you have, some limited number of categories. But suppose if you have a slicer which has got like hundreds of different, categories, then yeah, don't use it. Because if users start selecting more than 5 things here, then your title will just start getting messier, right? So this approach is good when you have limited number of categories. Now, if I clear my title, it will show me a generalized title, summary of products. So this is how, you can get some custom kind of, title on your visual. Now, the next thing and the last thing is conditional background color. Now, in this, let's, again, we'll go with the same route. I've already created a measure for conditional background color. So what I'll do is I'll just take maybe the same chart. I'll just copy and paste it here. And what I'll do is, I think let's keep the information this way. And what we'll do is we can just change our legend, okay? From product line to I'll just, or rating. That should be fine. Yeah, I think let's keep the rating. That's fine. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just create a simple slicer again. So what I'm trying to achieve is I want to drive the background color of my visual with the value selected in the slicer. So it's the same thing, what we did before. Okay, I'll again make it a drop down. You can make it that way as well, but I just want to show the functionality, how that will work. So that's the slicer. And what I did was I created a simple measure for this, for my background, visual background color. And what that simple measure does is it takes into account the rating value, okay, from the rating column. And what it does is if my rating is selected between 1 and 5, then it gives it this color. If my rating is selected between 6 and 7, greater than 5 is between 6 and 7, inclusive, then give it this color. And if it is greater than 7 and less than equal to 10, give it this color, else keep it this is the color code for, you know, don't give any color basically. Okay. So I think this is color code for white. Sorry, my bad. Okay. This is color code for white. So now same thing, we go to the visual. Now we want to drive its background color, right? So go to formatting option, go to background color. Now again, in background color, you have something called function where you can give your custom measure. So you click on that. And in my case, I want my field value. I go and select my custom measure and click OK. Okay, my last condition was giving a white color. That's why this is white color, guys. Suppose if I change my theme to normal white. Okay. Okay, and let's just check that. Let the visual be this way. Now what will happen is if I select anything between 1 to 5, if I remember, it should oh, 1 second, did I give it correctly? Why didn't work? Did something mess with my theme? No. 1 second. Let me go to my background. I gave the right one, right? Conditional visual background. Yeah. Click OK. Okay. I think I may not have. Okay. I just created a measure which will only take into account single selection, not multiple selection. So when I'm doing multiple selection, it goes to default color of showing white. Okay. But suppose if I select anything between 7 to 10. Okay. So for example, 8. 1 second, let me see the conditions, guys. I just don't remember the color coding I gave. Okay, so anything between 8 and 10 will give a yellow color. That's yellow color. Sorry about my bad color codes there, but yeah, anything between 8, 9. If I select anything into 8, 9, 10, it will give yellow. If I select 6 or 7, it will give, I think, red. And if I select 1 to 5, anything, it will give this, I think, blue color, and otherwise it will remain white. Okay, that's what is happening. So if I suppose don't select anything in my slicer, it gives a white background to my visual. And suppose if I select 10, I think it will give yellow. And if I select 6, it will give red, right? So that's how, you can drive the background color of your visual as well using a custom measure. And then again, obviously these measures are a real way, really a good way of, customizing your reports and taking them to the next level. But they have some challenges. Like I said before, if your categorization increases for more than 6 or 7, then, it's, obviously you can write those 10 conditions in your measures, but yeah, I would not suggest them because when your data keeps on getting bigger, then these kind of measures can be challenging. So yeah, just wanted to show you like there is a way of doing it, and yeah, you can do it because I remember someone in the Power BI forum asked this question, I think a few weeks back, and then I thought we can, answer this challenge using a custom measure. So that's why I just thought of showing it to you guys that custom measures are really, a bigger gift to us in Power BI. And, we can really help them in a strong way to give that level of customization to the reports. So yeah, I think guys, I have covered whatever I wanted to cover in this session. So yeah, if you guys have any questions now, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Pragati, I have registered 3 questions at one moment, but firstly, I would like to take opportunity to apologize from Chinmay Inamdar.
That's fine.
He was one of those guys. I'm very sorry, Chinmay. It was my mistake. Really sorry for that. So also, I would like to thank people who helped us in handling this question. This issue. So as for questions, one question from Vasif. He's saying that, is there any way to share color scheme or theme developed in one Power BI and apply on another machine?
Are you talking about bringing in custom themes in Power BI? Because custom theme give you a capability to bring in your own custom colors.
So it was a question from Vasif. If
okay.
Vasif, are you here? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can just unmute and clarify.
Yes. If not, actually, we can. I can share this screen and show you the question.
Because yeah, if it is about bringing in the custom themes in Power BI, yes, definitely you can bring in custom themes. You can create your own custom themes in Power BI, and I'm sure there are pretty very good blogs out there you can follow. I mean, I can share a few of them if you can just drop me a message on LinkedIn. But yeah, and once those custom theme based files are created, you can, and those are the JSON files, you can import them to any of your Power BI reports. So when you create those custom themes using the custom colors, because these things are really helpful when you're creating some brand specific reports for which, you know, custom themes can be created. So I think if you can create that JSON file, then you can actually use it across your all the reports for that particular brand. So yeah, that is possible if you mean by that custom colors as custom themes for your Power BI reports.
Okay, thank you. And one comment. Rao Mohsin and others also asking whether you are going to share this Power BI file or not.
Yes. I'll share this file. I'll save it and just give them proper titles and share it with Ilgar so he can put it.
Okay. In my turn also, I will share this file with all registered attendees. Registered people. And the last question is from HAM. He is asking if we want to apply conditional formatting to a row and based on field value or several another fields. This is question from his side. Did you get the point?
Yeah, I think he's talking about applying conditional formatting to a complete row rather than a column, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Let me think. I haven't done it, honestly, because I've always used a column, because how we use generally conditional formatting is show like different kind of, you know, differences in the values, like whether they are above certain value or below certain value, and that generally applies to a column. I don't think you can apply it to row, because a row will include like multiple columns and you'll have to end up having multiple rules. I think maybe it is possible using a custom measure, but yeah, I can't confirm that. But yeah, thank you for asking the question. I'm definitely going to try it. Conditional formatting at row. You never asked that. Thanks for the question.
Cool.
Okay.
I think there is no question.
I think you can stop streaming from the YouTube.
What actually I wanted to ask you how to stop, because I'm not.
I will stop it.
Please stop.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Pragati, any last word for our audiences? And we are really sorry what happened today. Okay.
No, that's fine for us. I don't think it was anyone's fault today, because everyone was like surprised what's happening, right?
Yeah, but it is a learning for us, for all of us.
Yeah.
And I would request again, people, those who are in the chat, please don't click any links which are there in the chat until unless if you have received a link from myself or Ilgar or Pragati. So please don't click any link, because we're not sure about that. So any last words, Pragati?
Yeah, I think someone just mentioned. Can I ask a question? Yeah, go ahead if you want to. Yeah.
I have shared one screenshot. I got this image from one of the Power BI report someone has developed. Are you able to see that?
1 second. It's just asking me to download
those
it.
are the measures, and those looks like the cards, and then they have added the icons.
Yeah. So how can we do that?
Icons, you have to insert the image.
Yeah, sorry, you can basic. No, that's fine for us. You can answer that. It's okay. What I have done on these kind of KPIs is, I can just share my screen if everyone wants to see it, what it is about. I have done that before, and I have pretty much done with what just Faraz was saying. You can actually bring in custom images in Power BI. So for example, create your KPI, like Power BI gives you cards, multi-cards, or KPI visual, right? Get those sorted. And what you can do is bring in these custom images, okay? And try to give them the similar kind of formatting that you have given to your KPI on the right. So it looks like they are in the same visual. And the other thing, what you can do in Power BI, you can group multiple visuals, okay? So select your image and your KPI, right click on them and group them. So they are looking then as a single visual. So you can do it.
So means in cards, we get these options to add the custom images.
Not in cards, create blank button, maybe insert an
Okay.
image to it, and then, try to merge both of them or try to lay them somehow. Like they look
Okay,
like
okay.
that. So basically you have to work a lot on the formatting, because I know
Yeah.
from where you are coming, because I have done a similar kind of report previously. So I did it that way. I bought some image which was saved in some
Means
of
it's
our.
more or less more like managing your UI and UX skills.
Exactly. It's like that, because obviously these custom icons they'll vary for every report, right? So Power BI can't provide you a standard KPI showing
Right.
this kind of icon, right? It will change for every report developer. So that's why you have to come up with a hack of doing it, I would say, so that it looks
Exactly.
like that. I mean, that's what I call them. They are like a hack, right? I mean, people
Yes,
keep on
yes.
asking me how you get that. I'm like, there's not straightforward way to do that. Sometimes you have to go out of the way to get these things done, or to make your client or customer happy, right? So
Yeah.
so I would suggest do it that way. Bring in your image, keep your KPI, try to format them in a same way so they look like that. Even, you can create a text box, give it a normal color, like for example blue, and put your KPI and image on top of that, right? So basically both of your visuals are within a rectangular box, so that will look more like that. Or you can group your visuals and
Yes. Got
show
it.
them as a single visual. That's another way
Thank
of
you.
doing it. Yeah.
Perfect. So, Prakriti, any last words for our friends from YouTube? Because we're going to end the session.
Yeah, I think thanks, guys, for attending the session. And I think every time, I think this is the second time now I'm giving this session to this meetup group. And I always enjoy, because the audience is quite interactive here. That's what I found in this meetup group, rather than because I've really given the similar session to other meetup group and conference as well, but I don't find sometimes audience very interactive. But yeah, Ilgar, thanks for this meetup group. I always
Thank you.
find it interesting. People
No,
ask me question, I go back and check things. Okay, I don't know this stuff, I need to
No,
try.
today the session was very hyperactive. I agree on that.
Yeah, I think today it was hyperactive. I think I'll always remember it. That something like this happened while I was
Faraz,
delivering.
Do
Yes.
you allow us to ask people to turn on their cameras for the last